This is part 6 of ASP.NET Core Blazor tutorial. In this video, I am going to discuss Blazor components in detail. Please do watch our previous video where we discussed the Blazor project structure in detail. The ASP.NET Core Blazor is a component-driven framework. That means components are the basic building blocks of a Blazor application. The components in Blazor application can be nested, reused, and if we implemented them properly, then it can also be shared across multiple applications. A component can be a page, a form, or a dialog. Component files have .razor extension. Blazor components are also called as Razor components. In this video series tutorial, we have created an application which is having both Blazor server application as well as Blazor WebAssembly application. Now we will look into the counter Razor component. For better view, I am increasing the zoom. If you observe the counter component, it has HTML markup language as well as C# code. HTML defines the look and feel and the C# defines the actual processing logic. HTML markup language here defined with a page directive, and in the C# it got defined with a code directive. So this is the basic structure of a component in Blazor applications. In HTML, to access the private variables, we can use @character. For example, @current count. And it's also possible to have more than one code blocks. When the application is compiled, the HTML and C# code is converted into a component class. Nesting Razor components. So by using page directive, we can add the component. For example, @page/counter. You can specify the path like /counter. A component can also be nested inside another component using HTML syntax. You can use like HTML node, counter, and closing node. We will take a look at it now. If you see the counter.razor file, the path /counter is specified by the page directive at the top of the component. This is one way of rendering a component. A component can also be nested inside another component using HTML syntax. For suppose, I would like to nest this counter component under index component. Using HTML syntax, we can render the counter component here. So that's it. I would like to execute it and show it. If you see counter component rendered here, and it's working as expected. Where to place components? Components can be placed anywhere within a Blazor project. It's a good practice to place components that produce web pages in the pages folder. Place the reusable non-page components in the shared folder. If you want to, you can also place the components in a completely different custom folder within your project. split component HTML and C# code. There are two ways to split component HTML and C# code into their own separate files. Using partial files we can split, and another way is using base class approach. We will look into this in our next video. That's it in this video. Thank you for watching.